Bybit's story is one of rapid ascent in the volatile world of cryptocurrency. Founded in 2018 and based in Dubai, Bybit quickly established itself as a powerhouse in the global crypto marketplace. Its platform enabled both day traders and professional investors to seamlessly convert traditional currencies into digital assets like Bitcoin and Ether. With tens of billions of dollars in daily transactions, Bybit soon became the world's second largest crypto exchange by some estimates. For many, Bybit was more than just a trading venue. It was a digital vault, entrusted with the safekeeping of their wealth. At the helm was Zhou, a charismatic and driven leader who became the public face of Bybit's success. Zhou, just 38, was known for his calm demeanor, even in the face of market chaos. Under his leadership, Bybit weathered the wild swings of the crypto market and the regulatory storms that periodically threatened the industry. Yet, as the company scaled at breakneck speed, the risks it faced also multiplied. Behind the scenes, a critical vulnerability was taking shape. Bybit's security infrastructure, despite the company's massive scale, relied heavily on a free, open-source software product called Safe. Safe was widely used in the crypto world, but it was designed for hobbyists and small groups, not for exchanges responsible for billions in customer deposits. Even as specialized, enterprise-grade security solutions became available, Bybit continued to depend on Safe for storing and moving vast sums of digital currency. 3 or 4 months before the fateful hack, Bybit's security team noticed that Safe was not fully compatible with one of their other security services. The warning signs were there, but the company pressed on, trusting in their multi-approval process for large transactions. At Bybit, no single executive could move funds alone. Instead, multiple sign-offs were required for every transfer, a system intended to prevent internal fraud or external theft. Safe is a great tool for individuals or small groups, but when you're moving billions, you need layers of defense, oversight, and transparency. That wasn't the case here. But security, as experts often say, is only as strong as its weakest link. Unbeknownst to Bybit, a group of hackers had already begun their infiltration. These were not ordinary cybercriminals, but members of the Lazarus Group, a highly sophisticated hacking syndicate backed by the North Korean government. Their approach was indirect, yet devastating. Rather than attacking Bybit head-on, they targeted Safe itself. By compromising a computer belonging to a Safe developer, they were able to plant malicious code deep within the software. This hidden backdoor gave them the ability to manipulate transaction requests and intercept approvals without raising alarms. On the night of February 21, 2025, Zhou was at home in Singapore, finishing up some work. Before he could call it a night, he and 2 other executives needed to sign off on a routine transfer of Ether from one Bybit account to another. The process was supposed to be secure, with multiple layers of protection, but the hackers had anticipated every move. They sent a fraudulent link through Safe disguised as a standard approval request. When Zhou and his colleagues authorized the transaction, they unwittingly handed control of a critical account to the attackers. Within minutes, $1.5 billion in Ether vanished from Bybit's wallets, gone in a digital blink. The sudden outflows appeared almost instantly on the blockchain, a public ledger visible to anyone with an internet connection. Crypto analysts quickly traced the theft to the Lazarus Group, confirming that this was not just a random hack, but a meticulously planned operation by one of the world's most notorious cybercrime organizations. Bybit's reliance on outdated security for such high-stakes operations would soon become a cautionary tale for the entire industry. On the night of February 21, 2025, Zhou sat at his computer in Singapore, preparing to authorize a routine transfer. He and 2 other executives needed to sign off on a movement of cryptocurrencies from one Bybit account to another, a standard process designed with layers of protection to guard against theft. No single person could execute such a transfer, ensuring in theory that no lone actor could compromise the system. But what Zhou didn't know was that the Lazarus Group had already tunneled deep into Bybit's digital foundations. They had successfully compromised a computer belonging to a developer at Safe, the very company whose software was meant to secure Bybit's assets. From this foothold, they injected malicious code designed to manipulate transactions and ultimately seize control. Under the guise of a routine request, the hackers sent a link via Safe inviting Zhou to approve the transfer. It was a ruse meticulously crafted to bypass Bybit's security protocols. When Zhou and his colleagues signed off, they inadvertently handed the hackers the keys to a major company vault, allowing them to seize control of the account and steal $1.5 billion in cryptocurrency, the largest heist in the industry's history. 30 minutes later, the unthinkable happened. Zhou received a call from Bybit's chief financial officer, his voice barely above a whisper. All of the Ethereum is gone, the CFO stammered, delivering the news that would instantly transform Bybit from a leading exchange into the victim of an unprecedented cyber attack. The scale of the breach quickly became apparent. Zhou raced to Bybit's Singapore office to manage the unfolding crisis. The immediate concern was to reassure customers and prevent a mass exodus that could bankrupt the company. He activated Bybit's crisis protocol known as P1, waking up every member of the leadership team and calling them to an emergency meeting. Around 1 a.m., with the crisis still escalating, Zhou appeared on a live stream on X, formerly Twitter, armed with a Red Bull and a promise. Even if this hack loss is not recovered, all of clients' assets are one-to-one backed, he assured his customers. We can cover the loss. But words weren't enough. As news of the hack spread like wildfire, panic set in among Bybit's users, sparking a mass withdrawal. Within hours, nearly half of the digital currencies deposited on the platform, close to $10 billion, had been pulled out. The crypto market as a whole began to tremble, with Bitcoin, the industry's bellwether, plummeting 20% in a single day. It was the steepest drop since the collapse of FTX, the exchange run by the disgraced mogul Sam Bankman-Fried, a stark reminder of the fragility of the digital asset ecosystem. To limit the damage, other crypto companies stepped in to offer assistance. Gracie Chen, the chief executive of a rival exchange, Bitget, extended a lifeline to Bybit in the form of 40,000 Ether, worth roughly $100 million, without requesting any interest or even collateral. We never questioned their ability to pay us back. Between crisis meetings, Zhou kept up a running commentary on X, sharing screenshots from a health app to show that his stress levels were surprisingly under control. Too focused, commanding all the meetings. Forgot to stress. I think it will come soon when I start to really grasp the concept of losing one. Despite the carefully cultivated appearance of calm, Zhou later admitted that Bybit had received advance warning about potential issues with Safe software. 3 or 4 months before the hack, he said, the company noticed that Safe was not fully compatible with one of its other security services. We should have upgraded and moved away from Safe. We're definitely looking to do that now. The next 48 hours would be a frantic race to keep Bybit afloat. The company oversaw as much as $20 billion in customer deposits, but did not have enough Ether on hand to cover the staggering losses from the $1.5 billion heist. Zhou and his team were forced to borrow from other firms and draw on corporate reserves to meet the surge of withdrawal requests. They managed to process all withdrawals within 12 hours, a testament to their operational capacity, but the damage was done. The breach had exposed a critical vulnerability in Bybit's security and undermined confidence in the exchange.